Welcome, everybody. We're back. First thing I'm gonna say is I welcome the boys real quick. Boys, say what's up. We're talking about sports,
How's it going, everybody?
Hello.
What's good? What's good?
and then let's just get into it, bro. Football, AFC and NFC. I'm just gonna say nobody's wearing no jerseys this week.
No
Why are we
jerseys
not
left.
wearing any jerseys, boys?
'Cause
How
we're
are you not
eliminated.
wearing a jersey? You got a semi team still in the race. What's
This
up with
isn't
that?
about me, man. Why are you guys not wearing your jerseys? I want to know why.
It hasn't gotten there yet,
We were
Justin.
drippy. We were drippy last week with the jerseys. So what's going on this week, boys?
Look, obviously this past weekend didn't go how anybody wanted it to go, other than like we just pointed out. You had a halfway decent weekend, Ron, because your Bengals were able to pull away with a victory over Ben's Bills, but
Chill.
definitely not a good weekend. If you're a Cowboys fan sitting here today, your quarterback, your 400, however many millions he's making in his contract, has been confirmed as nothing more than a glorified game manager. He's never going to be anything more than that. The game was there for the taking for the Cowboys, and that's just what makes this Thursday evening that much more difficult to get through for me, because it was there for us to take. We didn't capitalize on many opportunities, and we're sitting here not repping our team because we're already out.
Justin, go ahead. Your turn, pal.
No, there's not a lot to say. I felt good against the Buccaneers, but I knew what we were getting into with the Niners. I knew that defense was solid. Like I said, I was on not borrowed time, but after week one, we all came on here, me, you, Roland, and Ron. We came on here and we thought the season was over. We thought Dak was hurt. We thought we threw it away.
Yeah.
We said it's a throwaway season. We didn't have high hopes, and we outperformed what we thought we were going to do. Cooper Rush got us. He floated us those few games, and I'm happy because I honestly had lower expectations for what we did. I think the ceiling has been hit between Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore. You know what that combination can get you, and this is as far as they can get you. One of them has to go. Unfortunately, we're wrapped up in a contract with Dak. He can't go, so Kellen Moore has to go. I think we need a new OC. And breaking news, Ron, what was the DC came back? So that's where we're at. That's the status of the Cowboys right now.
Ben, you want me to go real quick before we finish with your squad? Because mine's just gonna be quick, bro. Mine's gonna be quick. It's Dak. He needs to go. Whatever we got to do to get his ass out, let's do it. I know you said contract negotiations, but we lost that game because we didn't have an elite quarterback. That's why we lost the game. The defense did its job.
You didn't have an average.
We didn't
Yeah, we
have
didn't even
an
need
elite
to win that.
quarterback.
We just needed average to win it.
15 to 20 different quarterbacks in the league win that game for the Cowboys. You put anybody back there, 15 to 20 of those guys win that
Captain
game.
Kurt.
I will
Win
say
that game.
I will say that losing Pollard was huge. That definitely affected the game plan there a lot. But regardless of it, man, I said I was going to keep it short, and it's just quarterback play. You need a quarterback like Aikman, like a Staubach, and the other legendary quarterbacks that get you those type of wins. We've had Romo, but he hasn't won shit. So Dak is in that Romo category, man. And those quarterbacks do not win the big games. Ben,
I think
what you
Romo
think?
was a little bit more loved than Dak is. Before I get into my Bills take, I will say they're the same tier as far as winning the big game, but I think Cowboys fans had a softer spot for Tony Romo than they do for Dak Prescott. Both low drafted quarterbacks, but to get to the Bills, bro, I mean, the Bills, not the offense, not the defense, nobody showed up. We can't blame it on one individual player. I think everybody nobody showed up. Stephon Diggs, not Gabe Davis, not Singletary, not Josh Allen. None of the defense, completely dominated by the Bengals in the snow. Again, another game where that Buffalo weather just is a detriment to that offense and them just not being built to win those tough games. Complete backfire on the Bills. How this is complete hindsight, but how the fuck were they 6-point favorites, bro?
Rat line, bro. Rat line.
Yeah, like sometimes when we say like, yo, Vegas just knows, nobody knows, bro. Nobody knows.
I knew. What do you mean? I knew.
Let's not just gloss over. Let's just not gloss over how sus Josh Allen has been since his elbow injury. Let's not shoot anybody bail and say we can't look to blame any one person. Josh Allen was getting MVP conversations. He was the MVP favorite. He was the MVP favorite. How are we just going to gloss over his suspect performance all postseason? I mean, we're just not going to talk about it. We're not having those conversations yet.
It was 2 games.
I don't want to shit on the Bills, but the other thing, Roland, that you have to bring up is how did the Bengals manage to rush the ball so much when they had 3 offensive linemen out?
Yeah, it was
the Bills were a physical team. The shows up, they're not a physical team. They're a finesse team.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. They're built to beat the Chiefs, and that's it, bro. They're not built to beat any of the other teams. They're built to beat the Chiefs. Another finesse offense, with Mahomes, but they're not built to beat the teams that are just going to run it down their throats. That's why they lose games to the Tennessee Titans, last year, and teams like that. Just teams that are built, tougher and shit like that. But you can't have your quarterback be QB1 and RB1 either. So the Bills do have a lot more holes than what they're made out to be as Super Bowl favorites. Josh Allen as an MVP favorite because he's QB1 and he's RB1. Sort of like a Cam Newton. I would say Cam Newton type with the Carolina Panthers. I think that's what they're expecting Josh Allen to be, except a far better passer than what Cam Newton was. So, yes, definitely Josh Allen did not show up scoring 10 points. But let's not act like the Bills defense, who's used to bullying teams who are lower level, didn't get scored on every drive of the first half.
And the Bills, that defense was not the same since Von Miller went out with injury.
Facts.
When he got signed, we were talking about that contract, but honestly, with his play on the field this past year, all that you could say was, shit, the Bills hit a home run with Von Miller because he brought a sense of, pass rush to that team, some physicality and some swagger. And when he went out, they didn't really recover. You guys have had injuries in the secondary all year that you've been battling through.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out that when you're, in this elite category that we want to put Josh Allen, this is where you have these conversations. You just have to.
But guys, in that performance, maybe now we're saying, okay, you know what? Josh Allen isn't QB2, Burrow is, but Josh Allen is QB3. It's not like we're breaking him down that much.
For now, he's QB3, but
I think that Josh Allen got exposed a little bit.
The trend shows he's heading to QB4 or QB5 territory.
I think that he got exposed because a lot of teams were afraid of them before, and they would play different coverages. And they said it this year. We're seeing a lot of defenses attack this offensive line. We're not seeing them, play back and just wait zone because they know that Allen's going to throw the ball all around the field. So now that he has more pressure in his face, now that defenses aren't afraid of him, he might be getting a little bit exposed, man. We know that Stephon Diggs was pissed on the sideline about something, so that there's already a little bit of difference in the locker room as well.
You like to see somebody mad at losing instead of crying.
Bro, I'm just saying that Josh Allen hasn't looked like Josh Allen, and maybe the league knows, so defenses are, putting more pressure on him.
Allen hasn't looked like Josh Allen, but there's 5 finalists for the MVP, and he's one of the 5, cuz. So we can't really say that.
We all know he shouldn't be there. He's more like of a face of the league kind of guy.
Yeah, I think, and he's on those Gillette commercials. He's going to be around a while. Josh Allen's one of those guys for sure, but I have a feeling we can go on about this topic all day because of the way that we feel about these quarterbacks.
More time on the Cowboys, less time on the Bills.
I was going to say, we spent a lot of time on the Bills.
I don't like this. This felt like a gangbang, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, this past conversation made me happy because it kind of washed away what we were talking about with the Cowboys. So I'm glad we spent some time on it. But let's listen to Rick here. Let's talk about these teams that made it. Let's
Throw it up, Justin. Throw it up.
Let's talk about the Final Four.
All right, first game for the NFC. Ron, hit us up.
All right, guys. So as we know, big NFC, AFC playoff games are coming up here. And the first one that we're going to go over, who do you guys want to hit first? Who are you going to throw up there first, Justin?
Oh, it's 1 versus 2. It's the Eagles versus the Niners. So throw it up there.
Oh, there it is. I didn't see it. My bad. Okay, so we got the X factors coming into the game. Bosa and Hurts, 13-4 and 14-3. I mean, is this really the time, boys, where you throw away the stats, you throw away the regular season win-loss record, and it's just, hey, you're in the NFC Championship. Whatever can happen. May the best team win. So this game is happening. This is the first game. Obviously, we want the fireworks later at night. So this, boys, is at Sunday, January 29th at 2 p.m. Roland, can you lead us into this? What should be a really tight, maybe low-scoring game?
Let's just get into it. These are the 2 best teams left in the NFC. Rosters, bar none. You go top to bottom, these teams have the best rosters on offense and defense. Top to bottom, Nick Bosa, Jalen Hurts pictured here. Starts with them, obviously. The 49ers have Mr. Irrelevant himself. Everybody's been talking about that. And Brock Purdy is their quarterback. He's been scorching. He's actually a finalist for Rookie of the Year after only playing 6 regular season games, if you guys can wrap your head around that.
He's probably going to win it.
And he's probably going to win the award. Just going to point that out. But for me, this game comes down to, and pretty much what everybody's been saying, the Eagles are a much tougher test for Brock Purdy. This is why you see the 49ers as slight 2.5-point underdogs. Honestly, this game is a toss-up to me. I think these are, again, the 2 best teams left. I think the winner of this game is going to win the Super Bowl. Whoever comes out, it will win the Super Bowl. I'm saying it now. And I'm gonna roll with my guys. I rolled with them last week against the Cowboys. I'm going with the 49ers. I think this defense is going to be
He said my guys, boys. You said he's rolling with my guys.
He has the ticket. He has the best.
And I have a little ticket. I'm a little vested in the 49ers. I've been vested in them since earlier this season when Trey Lance went down. But I'm going to roll with them to get one last victory. I think this pass rush led by Nick Bosa is going to be able to get to Jalen Hurts. I know we want to talk about the Eagles' offensive line, but Lane Johnson, he's back. He's still a little hurt. You saw him limping around last week. I think they're going to be able to expose that a little bit, and they're going to keep on rolling on offense. I don't think they're going to get stopped too much. It's going to be a little tougher, but I still think they're going to have success to get this victory, and I'm interested to see what you guys have to say.
All right, so Roland's staying with his pick from last week. He picked the Niners over the boys. That happened. So now he has the Niners over the Eagles. Ben, who do you like in this matchup, man? Which way are you going? You're going to back up your boy, or you're going with the
No, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm gonna go with the home field advantage. I'm gonna say we got a lot of Niners love in the chat, man.
Yeah, man. Everybody in the chat. Herb is in here. Rick's in here. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button and the share button, we'd appreciate it, boys.
Yeah, and also cut that shit out too. Cut that Niners shit out too. I got the Eagles here, bro. I saw the Cowboys battle with the Niners in the trenches and win a half. I think the Cowboys dominated the first half in the trenches against the 49ers, and that's something that everybody gives the Niners the advantage in. Their dogs. We saw their left tackle, Lane Johnson, I believe. He did do his job on Micah Parsons. I don't know if Micah Parsons even played, on Sunday, but
Trent Williams,
there we go. Not Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson is the Eagles offensive lineman.
Right tackle.
Yeah. So I'm
You're there. You're in that circle. You're in that,
I'm
right.
thinking about all the bacon. It's just all revolving over here. But
have a good fact check, Justin.
I like Kelsey. I like Lane Johnson. I like the Eagles offensive line. I like what Devontae Smith brings to the Eagles, bro. I mean, I know that they brought AJ Brown to be that number one dominant, alpha wide receiver, but Devontae Smith, very under the radar, 6 catches, 115 yards, and a tutty. So he moves the chains. He's explosive. I see Irvin here saying Trent Williams, don't disrespect him. I apologize. I did say that he made Micah Parsons non-existent. A lot of people said Trent Williams' career was done, prior to him getting traded to the 49ers because of his injuries. But listen, the Niners, I think that we can all agree that they're probably the best offensive system in the NFL. Dream scenario for any rookie quarterback to fall into, much less Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft. And like Roland said, if you watched any college football, he probably shouldn't have been the last pick in the draft. He just happened to still be there. But he was slinging that rock at Iowa State. You know what I mean? Yeah, he beat Texas. He beat several teams. He holds Iowa State records still, for quarterbacking. We saw the running back, killing it in the NFL. So they were a very talented team. I do think that stigma of Mr. Irrelevant and the last pick in the draft, it's fun to say, especially when you're talking to Cowboys fans. But I do think that we need to get past it. Yes, he's only starting his 7th game. And it's his 3rd playoff game out of those 7. But the kid has a pretty good head on his shoulders. The system is ran pretty well to where he has to make 3 to 5, big throws a game. And he's able to do that. So
it sounds like you picked the 49ers.
No. I'm on the other side. He looked pretty normal last week, bro. It took George Kittle bobbling the ball for 10 yards and, Diggs closing his eyes before hitting Kittle for them to win that game. I think that we finally saw him look normal, drop that stigma. He finally looked normal. Not that he's not the best running around behind the pocket. I think the Eagles, with 4 guys with over 10 sacks on the season and one of the best offensive lines in the league, I think the Eagles actually win this game. I think they win it by a touchdown, and I think that they advance to the Super Bowl.
I like that, Ben. I'm going to follow you up. I'll go next because I am also on the Eagles as well, man. These guys just proved something to me that they came out last week and just, slapped the Giants, man. They were just physical with them. They looked like the better team on the field, clearly on all 3 sides, defense, offense, and special teams, man. Jalen Hurts is the dude. I said I was wrong on them last week. I picked the Giants. I said they were going to have a layover. He's still a little banged up, but no layover at all. They came in and they took care of business, and they played at home, which is a big advantage to me in a game like this, where those Philly fans are going to be on Purdy. Every single joke in the book, every single tweet the dude sent out for the last 3 years, they're going to find something.
He's going to be in football hell in Philly.
And he's going to go. I mean, I think that he's finally going to be, like you said, brought down to earth a little bit. I said he was going to be brought down to earth last week. The Cowboys did well, but they didn't do good enough. And I think the Eagles will end up eventually getting to him. And he's going to be the key factor, him and stopping CMC.
Listen, if they score 16 points this week, they're losing the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Eagles are going to score more than 16 points. Last week, he looked very normal. 16 points. They scored 1 offensive touchdown. The rest were field goals, I believe. Or maybe they got a rushing touchdown in there late. But if the Eagles are going to score more than 16 points.
We're saying Mr. Irrelevant. We all know that. But the only dude to ever do something like this and put on a performance like this in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl and win is a guy named Tom Brady. And there's no way there's going to be another one of those around. So this story about him doing all these great things is going to come to an end. His Cinderella story is over, man. And so is the season for the
Justin shaking his head.
You've been awfully quiet, Justin.
Justin shaking his head in disgust.
I just hate having to hear Brock Purdy and Tom Brady in the same sentence over and over. It's just, it drives me crazy. The man hasn't won a chip yet, and yet all the 49ers fans are crowning him as the next Tom Brady. It's wild to me. But yeah, picking between these 2 teams, it's hell for me, guys, because I hate the Eagles and I'm not a big fan of the Niners. Then I go look at their quarterbacks. I got the OU quarterback and the Iowa State quarterback to pick from. I hate it. I'm in football hell because of it. But if I had to choose somebody, I'm going to go with the Eagles. 70 sacks on defense. Ben talked about more than 4 players getting 10 sacks apiece. They got 70 sacks this season. They're incredible on the D-line, incredible in the trenches. And you got who should be considered for MVP. You got Jalen Hurts, who can extend plays with his legs, and then he can move the ball with his legs out of the pocket to get a receiver open. When we started the season, we were worried that he wouldn't be able to feed 2 receivers. That's done. He can feed Devonta. He can feed Brown. I got to go Eagles here, man.
All right, so that kind of Roland. Yeah. Can you make your pick official here?
Yeah, no, I'm on the 49ers. Look, I'm not putting too much stock on what happened last week. That's called being prisoner of the moment. Look, you guys are talking about what they did to the Giants, right? I said it all year, and I was wrong because the Giants were winning games, but the Giants were not a very good football team. They got there because of coaching and game plan and minimizing Daniel Jones making mistakes. They rolled up into Philadelphia and they got rolled over by the Eagles like a lot of people expected. I didn't. I thought the Giants were going to cover. I was wrong. But again, the Giants, not that good of a team. So I'm not putting a lot of stock in what happened last week. And I'm still looking back at this as a coin flip. 2 best teams. I'm sticking with the 49ers. I think their defense is going to neutralize Jalen Hurts enough. The only thing that worries me is that the Eagles are very good at the big play, and that's where the 49ers are susceptible. They are 32nd in the league against the big play. That's bottom. That's why I thought the Cowboys were going to stand a chance with the big play to be able to get over the top with Gallup or CeeDee Lamb. Didn't happen, but that's how you attack this Eagles defense. But I'm not off of Brock Purdy. I know he looked a little normal last week, but again, with this offense, like you said, it's a rookie quarterback's heaven, or dream come true, being able to play with Shanahan as your coach, and you got weapons everywhere, just like the Eagles do. That's why this is a toss-up game, but I'm rolling with the 49ers.
Hey, and now that we have everybody's pick on this game, which is pretty much 3-1, Eagles, Roland's got the Niners. Have these 6 games bought Brock Purdy, that 49ers team, for a couple of years? Has this bought Mr. Irrelevant, his job as a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah,
they got to shop Trey Lance tomorrow.
Before we do that, since we already have all our picks, everybody in the chat, can you? I know Rick's on the Niners, but
what Giants hate?
We got David.
What Giants hate?
Bridge, come on,
David Bridgewater's here. What's up? Thanks for coming in hot.
Just
Eddie, what's up, Eddie? If you guys can pick, man, who do you guys think is gonna take it this week? Let us know, please.
Hey, but on Purdy, has Purdy found his job for the next 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, they're gonna ride Purdy in that rookie contract. I don't know what you'd say to Trey Lance. They were already on the outs with Jimmy G, but there's no way you go to Brock Purdy or you go to that team after what he's done with these 6-7 games and go somewhere else. It just doesn't make sense. And you got the rookie contract. They're gonna ride that.
Has that ever happened before? Has anybody in this has this ever happened that you guys can think of at the top of your head? I really can't think of like a third string quarterback coming in and just like next year he's a clear starter.
Yeah, Tom Brady. I mean,
Tom Brady,
Drew Bledsoe gets ousted. Tom Brady's in.
Dak Prescott took over.
There's a lot of parallels. I understand the Tom Brady comparisons. It's just let him win one first before we start saying it more often. I just think.
Well, but Justin, isn't this impressive when it's your 6th start? You have more playoff. You have as many playoff wins as Dak Prescott.
And he's looking
I know you're waiting for that.
Romo combined. All right, so we already took all of our guesses. We already know who's our predictions.
Let's go through these comments real quick.
Let's go through the comments.
Eddie saying Niners by 10.
Ooh,
I like that.
Eddie, cash out. What's up?
My podcast
saying Eagles versus Bengals Super Bowl is what I want.
I like Gabe's comment here. Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, Bama heaven. Yes, sir. Roll fucking Tide.
Hey, Jalen went to OU. Remember, y'all forced him out. Y'all can't claim him, cuz.
Hey, they want to throw him out for 2 and then claim him.
Y'all sat him. You forced him out. He went to Oklahoma, played a senior over there, got into the playoff.
We know his story.
If Ohio State can't claim Joe Burrow, Alabama can't claim Jalen Hurts.
I like
Simple as that.
That's fair enough.
Anyway, what do we got?
We also got Jose going for the Eagles. Both sides of the ball are stacked. I do like that we're seeing 1 and 2 here in the NFC. I really do enjoy that. The 2 teams that were the best NFC, and they're going at it. I do like that. Now the legs he wanted to get playing time. Purdy bottled Hurts in college, or battled Hurts.
Yeah, and I think the Niners, if anything, too, I mean, they're a good teaser piece. So if you want to tease up to 9.5, I don't advise teasing the Eagles, teasing through 0. I mean, if you want to put them, take a money line, take the spread at 2.5. But I think the Niners are a good teaser piece. I don't see this being a blowout. I think these are 2 evenly matched teams, and with quarterbacks that don't make a lot of mistakes. So yeah.
What about
the chat is split on these guys?
I was just gonna say, who are you guys gonna do as far as over under? Just take a quick stab at that. I would say overs.
I was gonna say, could you see the same scenario as a Cowboys and Niners game, and then possibly going under?
No, because I think everything that we've talked about has come to their offenses and how great they're moving the ball and Purdy's performances and the receivers and Jalen Hurts as well. We haven't really talked about the defenses, and these are great defenses, but offense I think is going to come a lot in this game, and I like the 46.5 over.
Yeah, if I were to make a play on this game, I take the over too. I see some points.
Roland said that the Niners are very susceptible to that big play, and we know what kind of playmakers the Eagles have. I mean, we could see a crazy performance from one of their guys.
Yeah, I like
like a 200-yard game or something from either Devontae or from.
Like if you guys have books that have like longest reception props, so I'd probably look at that for AJ Brown or Devonta Smith, because I see a bomb. I just picture it in my head, seeing AJ Brown catch a bomb. Even though I'm going for the 49ers, I see that happening because the Niners, they get beat by the deep pass.
And you have Debo who can possibly do that as well, whether it be a bomb or yak or whatever it may be. So
a lot of yak.
That longest play is live in this game with a lot of X factors.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get over to the AFC.
Yeah. All right, boys. Let's get over to the AFC. This is the big time game. This is why we got the big time player on the screen with the big time chain and the shades. And I think there's a cigar in there somewhere. I'm not sure. All right. So we have the Chiefs and the Bengals. This is the night game, 5:30 p.m. Sunday, January 29th. I mean, there's not much to say. I'll go quick because everybody knows that Burrow, I'm in the pocket like Burrow. I was on him last week, money line, everything. And he came out and he showed out. He did what he was supposed to do. He was relaxed. He went into very, very cold temperatures and took down Mr. Josh Allen himself, the pretender. You think that he's going to be scared or be nervous to go into Arrowhead and face Patrick Mahomes, a hobbled Patrick Mahomes, who he's already taken care of before? All the confidence in the world is with this Bengals team, and that's why they're not only going to win this game, but they're going to go on and they're going to win the Super Bowl as well. Give me the Bengals for the rest of the year.
Okay, well, look, I think this game, you talk about the ankle. Mm-hmm. We've already seen video. We've already seen this line move. And that's the other thing. Look, this line for the Bengals, we all heard about the ankle for Patrick Mahomes. We all heard about Burrowhead. All the signs are pointing for the Bengals. This line got all the way out to Bengals -2.5. You're seeing this line adjusted here. I don't know how current this is, +1, -1, but
as of right now.
So it's adjusted all the way back to where it opened. The Chiefs -1. Now, granted, if you're at home, you're maybe closer to a 3-point favorite. So this 1-point spread is, respect for what the Bengals have done on the road. They call it Burrowhead for a reason because he's had success there. But again, I'm going with it. MVP. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I don't think the Bengals are going to get it done again. They spurned me last week. I bet on the Bills last week. And I said, I'm not going to bet on magic. I'm not going to bet on Burrow to make another crazy run despite his pass rush. Well, look, we already talked about it. The Bills, they're not the team that everybody thought they were. They didn't have that pass rush that was going to be able to take advantage of the Bengals being down 3 offensive linemen. I think this is a game where we see that. We have Frank Clark on the edge for the Chiefs. We have Chris Jones, who we all know is a monster as a defensive tackle there for the Chiefs on the D-line. This is a better defense, a better defensive front that's going to be able to take advantage of this weak offensive line for the Bengals. They had success running the ball last week. We all know that was an anomaly. If you look back at the rest of the season, Mixon had not been able to get anything going all year. Aside from a couple of big plays here and there and some touchdowns close in the goal line situation. But the Bengals can't run the ball. They're going to be very reliant on the pass game. And I think the Chiefs are going to be able to get to them. And I haven't even talked about the Chiefs offense. The Mahomes probably not going to be 100% because we all know his ankle, but we've seen the videos of him walking around, no limp. I think it was a little overplayed. And that's why we see the line adjusted again to the Chiefs as favorites. So give me the Chiefs to roll on to the Super Bowl and to lose to the 49ers.
All right.
Jeez, I got to ride them all the way.
Yeah, I got to ride with Ron, and we're going to go with the Bengals here. I'm not buying that video. I saw what I saw last week with Mahomes, and he looked hurt in that second half. He didn't look the same. And what makes Mahomes great is when he's running outside the pocket and extending the play with his arm, getting people open, and not so much, the rushing. He does that pretty decently as well, but he's always running to extend the pass. If that's limited, which I believe it is, I'm not buying the video, and that's why the line did get adjusted, Roland. I'm not going to buy into that. I got to go with Burrow. I got to go with the hot hand. I got to go with, it may be the Arrowhead Invitational. We got 5 in a row, but that's not going to matter. Give me the Bengals here.
Ben, what do you got for us, man? You're the last one.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, Joe Burrow took down the Bills. I want to lose to the Super Bowl champ. So, I mean, it's been written. It's been written. Joe Burrow owns Patrick Mahomes. Listen, prior to the NFL, Patrick Mahomes was not a winner. He was a loser. He played at Texas Tech. He put up a lot of godly stats and lost games. I think that's what we're going to see this weekend. Give me the Bengals by 7 to 10 points. Burrowhead. Bengals to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You're coming around.
Joe Burrow on a cankle. I mean, Patrick Mahomes on a cankle versus Burrow. Come on, cuz.
We got a good friend of the show, man. His name's Rufy from Top Grade Physical Therapy, and I talked about the high ankle sprain with him on Sunday, and he goes, "Dude, the high ankle." A little, yeah. He was like, "Dude," he was explaining to me like how the the bones and the ligaments work, and what swells and what takes a long time to heal. And dude, from an injury like that, some people were saying he might not even walk. So this injury
Might
is a
never
lot.
walk again.
Well, we saw him walk. We
again.
saw him
But
take steps at the podium.
I know
so
that,
we
but
did
like,
see that.
okay, what I'm saying is like other people, regular, not professional
not supreme
athletes
like Patrick Mahomes.
Also, guys, not with access to the little
cortisol,
exactly that too. So I mean, I think that the injury, man, I think that the injury is really, really big, and it's getting downplayed, and I think that that's gonna be one of the key reasons, and where we could see Bengals roll, because the way that offense clicks, man, for Kansas City, you have to have the puppet that puppet master there. If that puppet master is not there, it's gonna be tough. Even though we did see, I can't think of his name
Chad
now, but we saw Chad Henne on a 92-yard fucking drive to end the first half. I know Ben was pissed about that.
Yeah, but Eli Apple wasn't on the other side of that ball either. So let's chill out on that shit.
All right, man. So what are the picks here? I got the Bengals.
I'm with the Bengals. I'm with you. Ben's on the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm on the Bengals, and I think Roland's tripping.
I'm on the Chiefs, and look, all I'm going to say is it's not going to be as easy as it was last week for the Bengals. Look, they played obviously a squad that was just not up. They played a squad that wasn't in the same tier as this team here in the Bills. Obviously, that got exposed last week. We were all wrong on that. It's just not going to be as easy. And Justin, you brought up a lot of valid points with Mahomes. A lot of his plays are off script, out of the pocket, extending the play. I agree with you there. But I'm just not going to go against the MVP of the league right now.
That's fair. And you have every right to do so. I mean, at the end of the day, Kelsey, he's the blanket for Mahomes. He gets open. We saw him last week still finding ways to be there for Mahomes. And you got to expect he's going to find a way to do that again. I just think with the weapons that the Bengals have, Chase, Higgins, and now you can activate Mixon. I know that was a one-time thing, but I think we're going to start seeing the running game develop. Bengals are dogs. I think they got this, man.
To segue into the Super Bowl bets, I have a plus 900 parlay that I'm going to share with everybody, because I want everybody, to be happy and win and make money on Sunday.
Nice guy.
So it's a 3-leg parlay. Mixon over 56.5 yards.
Easy.
Bengals money line.
Woof.
And Pacheco over 11.5 rushing attempts. Dude is a dog. He's going to be with the team for a long time, and he will definitely have his carries. And I think with that injury, we keep going back to the injury, you're going to have to establish a hell of a running game on Sunday, because you have to keep the Bengals on their toes, because their defense has been playing so well. But yeah, Mixon over 56.5 Bengals money line, and Pacheco over 11.5 attempts to take us into the Super Bowl odds. Justin.
Well, here we go. Last week, the Eagles weren't the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Their odds have jumped. They are now the odds-on favorite to win it at plus 240. We saw the Bengals at plus 800, and now they're at plus 275. The Chiefs, I think they stayed the same, and the Niners, of course, with the jump, they're at plus 330.
Where are you guys spending your money on? You got a little free play? Where are you dropping it?
I got to let it ride on the Bengals. Got to let it ride.
Shoot, honestly, I don't even know where I'd go. Like, I'm already invested in the 49ers, so I'm just going to let my ticket ride.
Well, you're invested in the 49ers. That's the NFC side. You might as well take a swing at somebody on the AFC. Just, a little swing.
I have full disclosure, I have the Chiefs at plus 450 to win the Super Bowl, but
there you go.
That's neither here nor there. So I know
I already put the 49ers. It is there, Roland.
Yeah, but it's not affecting my my analysis here on this podcast. Is what I'm trying to say.
But I mean,
I like that, Jose. Anytime touchdown, Chase TD. I saw this reel. We didn't make it. We made great reels. If you guys want to check out our reels, go to our social pages. But it was a reel where Jamar Chase absolutely just torched that Chiefs. Like over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He made it look easy. So I like that play, Jose. Anytime touchdown.
Oh, Chase. That was the play. That was the game that won him Rookie of the Year last year.
For sure.
And Jose, hey, shout out Jose. Thanks for being in here. And he's tuning in from YouTube.
Hey, appreciate all the we appreciate all the likes and all. Somebody sent us a fucking heart. Thank you for the heart.
It's nothing but
Josh.
love. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah, baby. Smash the likes and the hearts.
Hell for love. Hell for love.
What are you saying?
Hey, nah. But Jose's always talking about like how CeeDee Lamb's play when Fred Warner got there from the line of scrimmage to like guard him. Yeah, it was like a lot of these plays. He always says like, "Yo, if that was Jamar Chase, that's a touchdown. Like if that's Jamar Chase, that's a touchdown." So him saying anytime, touchdown Jamar Chase, we saw last week, Jamar Chase, first drive of the game, boom, cash it, touchdown. I mean, we've seen that connection. Is there a better connection in the NFL than Burrow to Jamar Chase at this point? Honestly.
I mean, the only one that rivals is probably Mahomes Kelsey, right?
Yeah, Mahomes
in the same game. We don't have to go too far to look for it.
But, bro, Kelsey has gone a couple of games without a touchdown, and I'm talking about up to recently.
Bro, I'm going to go as far to say is Steve Young, Jerry Rice times 2. Bro, they just got it. They make it look easy. No, I'm saying like their second coming.
There's another, there's Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning. They're good.
Reggie Wayne, Peyton Manning. I mean, Peyton had 2 guys.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown seems to be like an automatic play at this point, bro.
Yes. Anything else, guys, that we have left? These are our Super Bowl odds. Like we had said, like Justin said, Bengals took the biggest dip from plus 800 to 275.
How do you chill on Kelsey being a tight end? I mean,
I don't. That's not relevant to its connection. It's a connection at the end of the day.
Conversation.
Damn, I feel like you guys went at Gabe like really hard right
now. But maybe he
Gabe, thanks,
it.
man.
But maybe he deserves it a little bit. Like we're talking about Kelsey, that's a top.
You know how Gabe is in the chat. Don't cut Gabe slack. You know what he's in here for.
It's a top 3 offensive weapon in the NFL. So I mean, whether it's a tight end, whether it's a running back, whether it's a wide receiver, it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Like there's Justin Jefferson, there's Jamar Chase, Kelsey, because that boy Cooper Kupp. Not only is he white, but now he's got a torn ACL. So back of the plus.
Whoa. Okay, look, no. Look, I got Gabe's back here because it can be a quarterback and a tight end because one of the best tight ends ever to play the game and one of the greatest quarterbacks. You could say Brady and then you answer with Gronk. You don't say like Brady and a wide receiver doesn't jump at your name before Gronk does. So I got your back, Gabe.
I agree. All right, the last slide here, just recapping last week's picks. We don't have to go over them. Just the results on the Chiefs. Everyone went. The pot is 4-0 on that pick. Eagles, everybody went 4-0 on that pick. Split with the Cowboys and the Niners, 2-2. Me and Ron go down, and the Bengals, me and Ron are up, and Ben and Roland go down 3-1. I think everybody goes 3-1 for the weekend.
Yep.
So and this week it seems like Roland is oppo on all of our picks, right?
I know.
Let's just be real. If Roland goes 2-0 this weekend, he's the guy. The next 5 minutes of the next pod, it's free reign. He can just slam dunk on us.
And you could also just start saying like who you want on the pod that night and who you don't want, Roland.
At that point, Roland's director,
survivor
at that point.
At the same regard, though, I mean, if I lose and I bet on Purdy going into the
probably gonna happen.
Philly, that's bad. And if I bet against Burrow, having Burrowhead, that looks bad too. So I'm taking some risks here.
1-1 for the pod. That way we all stay friends.
Yeah. You're a risky guy. Big risk.
I've been trying to push for this behind the scenes for a while, but no one seems to listen. But if you give me some corners, I have no problem changing the name of the podcast.
Yeah, if Roland goes 2-0, if he wants to change it to Roland talking about sports, we might just have to honor that at that point.
Special episode.
Special episode. I choose the topics just as we go. I don't even let you guys know before the podcast.
Freestyling.
Just be like, Ben, that was a stupid answer, and just mute us like on around the horn. Ben's gonna be talking and you can't hear shit. No, man, but so that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it for our AFC NFC Championship show. Thanks everybody who was in the chat zone. Thanks for everybody who was watching. We are gonna do a little talking about shop after this. It's just gonna be a recording that will drop throughout the week talking about hot topics, hot top headlines, and that one's a little bit more all over the place. We have UFC, we have NBA, and some college football as well on that one coming up. So thanks everybody who was watching tonight. I appreciate all the likes. Anything else you guys want to say before we bounce?
And just as we get to the end of the season, we near the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl's coming up. We're also going to be talking about the NFL draft, so we're going to be giving you guys some content, going into each team, giving you guys our thoughts on who's going to go where, and we're going to have some fun with it. So looking forward to getting into that with you guys as well.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Go with it. All right, boys, great show. Thanks everybody for watching. We're out of here.